Who were you surprised with when you took off the mask?
Was surprised to see some people that I know here.
Like who and who?
I was surprised to see Cole.
So something I left out of my last review is this iconic scene when Usman is really beyond himself with confusion because Chantel is pretending that she doesn't know who he is. So he's thinking to himself, you recognize Colt, but not me. I'm Soldier Boy, aka Usman Umar. I let baby girl Lisa hit it raw. Okay, I made Kim, who was a fan of the show, one of the cast members. Who else has done that?
But were you surprised to see me here?
Yeah, I was surprised to see Tev. I was
No,
happy.
I mean, were you surprised to see me?
This scene's so funny to me because on one end, it's Usman's karma for pretending to not know who Courtney is, even though they hooked up in Istanbul and then he ghosted her. On the other end, I don't think I'm alone in recognizing that it is rude of Chantel to pretend that she doesn't know who Usman is just because she's read negative things about him online, because there's negative things written online about every single cast member on this show.
My ideal guy would be an orphan.
The last time we saw Chantel, she was in Greece with her glam squad cringing it up, and fast forward, she's keeping herself busy by inserting herself in every other Friends drama. My question is, are you on the show to maximize your TV time or take it seriously and actually try to attract someone? From what I've seen on Instagram, he looks way happier to be out of her life. I look at her and she seems miserable.
Yeah?
I never met you.
But you don't know me? For real, be
No,
honest.
I don't know you.
Not only does Chantel know who Usman is, but she already communicated to the audience that she doesn't like him, even though this is their first time meeting IRL. Chantel then asks Usman, who are you? Oh, it's like a dagger to the ego. He responds, why, Chantel, you know me. You don't know Kimberly? You don't know Jamal? Usman is bugged out of his brain right now that Chantel's pretending not to know who he is. I'm not sure why he cares so much. The only opinion from a cast member that I would care about is Tiffany, because she seems the most normal. It was at this point where all hope had faded from his eyes until Chantel speaks up and says this. Oh my God. Okay, so I might have seen some things on social media about you, but I have never met you. He was about to ask her if she listens to Afro beats or not. That's where his head was at. Are you more of a Taylor Swift girl? How can you not know who I am? I'm a massive celebrity.
The concept of the song is I'm 7,000 miles away. The song is about me and him. The model should not have been in the video.
You really don't understand how it works in the music industry. Are you trying to say, like, in America, they shoot music video, love songs without the model in it?
Yes.
Usman or Usman, depending on who you're asking, goes on to say that he knows of Chantel, so he's a bit perplexed why she pretended not to know of him. So something funny happens next, Socks. Carlos wants out. He's a side character that isn't familiar with the 90 Day Fiancé lore, so he tells them that he's gonna go and talk to the rest of the people at the party. The vibes were not chill. Colt doesn't understand why they're fighting right now, so he asked what happened.
I mean, maybe she don't like me, but I don't hate anybody.
So I don't
Why would I
hate
don't like
anybody,
somebody?
but you came up to me and you were like, I should know who you are. And I'm like,
I
I
didn't say
don't
you should
know
know
who
who I
you
am.
are.
Chantel is lying after Usman caught her in a lie, the lie being pretending that she had never heard of him before and didn't know who he was. This whole interaction was petty. At first, it was funny to see Usman get a taste of his own medicine, but now it's snowballed into an awkward situation for everybody.
I don't
You
know,
don't have to know who
very
I
many
am.
people
Wait,
with
hold
this
on,
friendship,
hold on.
honestly. I told you that I don't know anybody until I meet them in person. I've never met you in my life.
No,
I'm
we don't need to
curious
talk.
about this.
No, I don't want to
know
talk.
you-
Usman shuts down because Chantel is trying to gaslight him in front of the other broken toys. Usman goes on to say to the audience that he is aware Chantel knows who he is because they have mutual friends. He's also aware of the fact that Chantel has been talking shit about him for a while. From Usman's perspective, he didn't do anything to Chantel, so he doesn't understand why she is treating him like this. Chantel goes on to say, I'm on high defense. I'm on alert. Then Usman cuts her off and says, what defense? You should be on defense when it's violent. Who is violent here? Chantel then tries to spin it into her being defensive because Usman expected her to know who he was right away. She then turns and says, I don't even know this man. And Usman points out that she's lying. When Usman points out that Chantel is lying, she gives her confused Valley Girl face, then says to the audience, I really don't trust him at all because it's all over the blogs that Usman is a scammer that just wants a green card. If Usman wanted a green card, he could have easily gotten one through baby girl Lisa and Kim. Usman's actually gone about this in a really smart way because he earns American money but spends it in Nigeria where the cost of living is significantly lower than the United States. Chantel goes on to say, Courtney is my friend and I know that she can be a little naive when it comes to dating, and if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck. The term friend gets thrown around so loosely in the 90-day community. How many times do you think that Chantel and Courtney have hung out in real life? Having a couple conversations back and forth in the IG DMs doesn't make you friends. If anything, Chantel is making this a personal battle because she's bored and projects her own experience with Pedro into other people's relationships. If she was Courtney's actual friend, she would have brought up the way that Usman ghosted Courtney and made it a point to find out why he did so. Give him the opportunity to explain himself. I just think she went about this conversation in a really immature way. Who was doing your hair and makeup before these interviews?
Was there anyone that caught your eye when you first got there?
And yeah, for sure. Definitely. There was someone who caught my eye right off the bat.
Can you tell us who?
No.
Wow, that's so messed up. Whoever did Chantel's makeup is a Pedro fan confirmed. Holy shit. Also, it's sad to see Chantel like this. She used to be a naturally pretty woman. We're at the point where her forehead doesn't move when she speaks because of that Darcy and Stacy syndrome.
So much wasted time, so much wasted money.
Guys, I can't wait to hang out with you guys in Greece.
And we're
Celebrate.
Turn up.
Oh, I'm
It's
excited.
lit, it's lit, it's lit.
So I'm hoping that there's some
A God out here for you.
Greek,
Greek-
god
a Greek-
of a man.
Because you were with a peasant.
And what about on Between the Sheets? The producers had Chantel telling us which cast members need Botox.
We're going to show you some photos of other cast members, and it's basically like
How many units of Botox they need?
Yeah.
Love it.
Chantel thinks that Colt needs Botox, but on the other hand, she took one look at Tim and said, now that's a man that keeps up with his Botox. It doesn't surprise me that she said that. Moving on to the next cast member, it's Tiffany. And right away, Chantel says, beautiful, you can't even see her pores. Now, when it gets to Rob, she advises giving him Botox to iron out his forehead wrinkles. My question is, why would you advise a man to get Botox in the first place? If you believe it's masculine for a man to get Botox, you've successfully been programmed by propaganda.
Passionate about traveling and treats me to vacations. Physically attractive, tall with a fit body, strong arms, and broad shoulders. Preferably educated, open-minded, and supportive of LGBTQ community and causes like Black Lives Matter.
Hopefully her fans come to the rescue and save her before it's too late, because at the rate Chantel's going, yikes, her dating life might be permacooked. Her advice for Courtney was to get Botox above her lips to get rid of her gummy smile and possibly a lip flip. You know what? It's very unprofessional to be giving this kind of advice in the first place, especially when you make money by giving people injections. Rob doesn't need anything, and neither does Courtney, who I thought was your friend, by the way, gummy lips. I guarantee no one is allowed to critique Chantel's looks. Also, these are characteristics that make these people look unique. What is wrong with looking unique and having the same features that are passed down by your ancestors? You know what I mean? It's so crazy to me. It's not up to Chantel to decide what is imperfect about somebody. Any decent injector would never say you need this to feel better about yourself. You should get this on national TV in front of everyone. They could not even be aware of this insecurity before she brought it up. I think it's really cruel for her to do this. It's not a cute little segment on a TV show when you're profiting off of people's insecurities. It's disgusting. Seems like these days more and more cast members want to be the villain from Catwoman, and it makes no sense to me, guys. It makes me want to build a time machine and go back to year 2004 when things seemed more normal. Also, Halo 2 came out that year. My wet socks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment below, subscribe. Let's be friends. Let's be friends.